How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, sir?
Very good.
Look at you looking very dapper.
I thought I'd make an effort.
He looks fabulous.
Yeah, for sure.
This
Now,
isn't the daily outfit. But
it's not?
I work remotely, so I'm usually in a pair of shorts.
Oh, so you really did make an effort
I really
for
did.
us.
You know, you need to tell everybody what we do,
I did my hair for
Because
you.
you work from home, I work from home. What do? We send pictures of our dogs to each other during the day. What our dogs are doing next to us
My
while
boss
we're
might be
working.
listening to this, so be careful.
But yeah, so we have to show everybody what our dogs are doing while we're working.
We're actually doing the tea.
We're doing the tea.
So now,
you
where
go.
are you from, Craig?
I'm from Bristol originally.
Bristol.
Good old Bristol. Been out in Vegas now 2 years.
Like directly from the UK
No,
to...
we lived in the Middle East for a while. Lived in Dubai for just over 8 years.
Really?
Where I met my beautiful wife, who is American. And that's what brought us to the States.
How did you end up in Dubai first, and then made your way over here? How did that happen?
The credit crunch hit in the UK.
Yeah.
Offices were being closed in the company I worked for. I had the opportunity. A friend of mine was working out there and said, "Hey, come on out. Come and join me."
That was it.
And the sun was shining. The weather was good. So I felt, you know what?
How quickly did you make that decision? Was it a long, I better think about this?
He'd been bugging me for about a year
Okay.
to go out there. But I made the decision finally in about 5 minutes. I was sitting in his swimming pool drinking a Corona, and it was like, okay, I could do this for a while.
It will. Now, I mean,
you
there's
juggling there?
quite an expat community in Dubai, right?
That's huge, yeah. I mean, 95% of the people that live in the Middle East I think it's 95%, are expats.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
95?
interesting. I've been to Dubai a few times, and I mean, the first time was, 300 years ago. But it's I mean, just seeing the place evolve, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
since I think the even just from the 80s up to 2000 and now how different it is.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 years, it's changed a lot.
Was it the Burj
Khalifa?
Khalifa, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the tall
right. I was there when that was being built, and it just didn't look real. It looked almost like a movie. They call it a matte, where it's like a painting of this sort of building being sort of in construction. It was slightly hazy, and it just didn't look real.
It literally just stands out from the crowd over there. It really does. It's just huge.
Wow.
So, marrying Nicole, is that why you moved to the States?
She wanted to move somewhere else, and I said, let's go to the US, and we'll build something here, and then we'll look at it after
So
that.
just 2 years back.
Yeah,
here.
June 2017.
You just had your anniversary, didn't you?
10 years. 10 years of leaving the UK on the 17th of September 2009.
Gosh, time for a cup of tea then,
It
because use tea for everything.
I'm
to
having a cup of tea
celebrate.
today. This is the first one.
There you go. I'm trying to do it quietly, because otherwise you get that.
I know. All the
Yes.
chinging.
It's fine, though. You get
Pension.
sugar?
No, I'm good, thank
So
you.
pensions.
Yes, exciting stuff.
I mean, it's got me thinking now.
Yay.
Well,
Because I'm like, okay.
You say that, but
am I owing something? Am I missing out on something too?
Maybe.
I could
well,
be.
that's the thing. I mean, we all bugger off to the various parts of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and we figure out what we're going to be doing wherever we live, in our own kind of insurance or pensions, whatever it might be locally.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, there's a lot that the lives we've had back in the UK, and how do they relate to where we are now? Really?
Some
Yeah.
people just forget.
I think that is the case. You come here, you start a brand new life, you start getting accustomed to how things happen here, and I think a lot of people also think, well, that pension's for if I lived there.
Yeah.
They don't think that they have any claim to that living somewhere else.
But also, if you're not taking the money out of your account, putting it into something, then you don't maybe realize it's going on.
Yeah.
So you just leave thinking there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And I've found with pensions for people that honestly didn't even realize, like a guy in Arizona, there was a $15,000 lump sum sent to him, which he never knew he was entitled to.
Just sitting there waiting to be claimed.
Found it for him, and off it went.
That's why I think this is going to be a really good segment for us, because you get asked questions obviously all the time, but we're going to cover the top 10 most frequently asked questions. The first one is, how on earth do I go and check my state pension contributions?
This guy obviously was sitting on £15,000 that he didn't know about. So I mean, what is the first point of reference for that?
First thing for a state pension is to go onto the HMRC website in the UK. Just literally type into Google state pension or type in HMRC and follow the prompts. You put in your national insurance number.
Yeah, and we actually got the link showing on the screen right now.
Oh, okay.
So
you just click on the link, follow the prompts, put all your information in, it'll tell you what you're due to get. from the government.
If anyone finds that happening, you need to you need to let us know. Just from this conversation, if you find some money you didn't know you had.
And you know what we'll do? We'll actually type that link into the comments here as well, so that people can have a direct clickable link. So we'll make sure that happens.
It's a real simple process, and the website has come on so far over the years that I did mine. I think it took 10 minutes to locate my state pension and how much I was going to be getting, which was about £68 a week in retirement. But it's my money.
It's your money, exactly. You've put it in, so you want to be able to get it out. This is a question you get asked. My pension provider doesn't offer the option I want. What do you mean by they don't offer the option that you want?
So you might not want to take your pension at 60 or 65 or something. You might want to leave it. You might want to take a lesser amount. You just want some flexibility.
I see.
So some pension companies in the UK won't allow that flexibility.
And then what do you do if they don't? Can you go...
They should give you the option to move that pension into something that you have some more flexibility on.
I see.
So if you don't like what they're offering you, you should be able to do something else with it. And that's when my company and me comes in and gives you that advice and sort of says, well, this is what you could do. This is what they're offering you. Let's look at your options.
So some of those options are, like you say, you don't want to draw as much out as you thought, so you can obviously make it,
But yeah, if you're also working here,
Yeah.
You might not want to start receiving your pension because that might put you into a different tax bracket or something like that. So you might just want to stagger the income slightly.
That's really interesting. Yeah. I had no idea. I said that's the first thing I'm going to do when I get home. I'm going to go on the website. Right.
Now, some expats, they've lived outside the UK for a very long time. Some even have probably moved, when they were quite young. So, if people have only worked in the UK for a short amount of time, how do they or can they get a full government pension? How does that work?
You can, but you're going to have to probably make up some missed contributions for the UK government. So again, go onto the HMRC website, and you can find out how much you've contributed, however many years you worked in the UK, and it'll also show you what you would have to pay to make up the missed contributions, so you can get a full state pension.
But that would be worth still doing, we assume.
It's certainly worth looking at, and then you can look at the numbers. Is it worth doing that? And if you're in here in the US, you can compare it against maybe paying into a 401k instead. So you can see, is it worth me putting my money into my UK state pension, or should I do something here? But again, speak to a professional and get some advice on that.
Yeah. I mean, you do more than just the pensions.
Yes.
Don't you? You do financial advice.
Yeah, financial advice here for Americans as well, 401ks and IRAs and things.
So here's another thing. Does the money have to go into a British bank, or can it be sent to an American bank?
It can be sent to any bank.
Anywhere
in the world. So yeah, you can get your UK pension paid into anything. But you've got to remember it's coming in pounds sterling. So you're going to have a currency issue.
Yeah.
You're going to have potentially bank charges to pay to another bank account. So take that into account. If you're receiving your £68 a week from your state pension, am I going to be paying £30 in fees just to get it here and then a currency transaction? Is it worthwhile?
So what's your option then if you decide I'm going to keep it in my British account? Just when you go home, go and draw it out.
The savings account, maybe.
Yeah, you can put it into a UK bank account if you still have one of those. I know Barclays will set up offshore bank accounts for American citizens here, so you can potentially have it into a sterling offshore bank account. But again, that all has to be disclosed to the IRS, etc., etc. But yeah, you can get it sent to any account you want.
Does your pension have to be disclosed to the IRS?
Yeah.
So regardless of which bank it's in, the fact that you're receiving it?
Yeah, everything, everything here. I mean, speak to a CPA and get a professional tax opinion, but everything has to be disclosed to the IRS,
So then it comes on to tax.
Which is basically, so if you are bringing that over,
I can't talk about it.
but I mean, if you're bringing it in from the UK, then it's taxable.
Yeah,
assume.
Anything's taxable. Yeah,
and you would just talk to your CPA,
get an accountant, and have a chat with them about anything to do with taxes.
Yeah, rather than guess.
Yeah, definitely don't guess.
It's scary territory when you try to do that kind of stuff by yourself, and so much changes with the tax codes and everything that it's like go to your professional.
Always get advice.
That's
for sure.
Right. I think this was probably applied to Ian and myself. I worked in the UK for numerous companies, where you just work for so many different, companies. How do you find it if you've got a pension?
That's what I do. So you come to me,
and
I will contact every single employer that you've ever worked for and find out if you had a pension. That's kind of the expertise that we bring to the table. So if you work for 5 or 6 different companies, if some of them have gone bust or been bought by bigger companies, we'll follow the paper trail and find if you had a pension or not. And we'll get a yes or a no answer.
I would think that's difficult if you try to do that by yourself. So, like,
it's time-consuming, yeah.
So the company's, it's closed, it's no longer,
Yeah, and there's
business.
certain, we're a big company, we've dealt with lots of pensions, so we may have already found it for someone else, so we can go, we know exactly who to go to, where to find it. And it's an easy process. And we don't charge for that advice either. We do it all for free.
That is a fantastic service.
Yeah.
It's like being a detective, isn't it?
It is.
And that's like that. That's so fun.
That is quite exciting, though, when you find stuff and you piece it all together for them and they had no idea.
It's really good, especially when you speak to someone, they say, no, I definitely haven't got anything. And I say, well, why don't we ask the question and see?
Yeah.
Well, you see, that was my first thought was, I don't think I have anything. No, I think I do. Yeah. Now I'm talking to you.
I've never had a real job, so I'm not sure.
Well, there you go.
I had a couple of real ones.
No, I did.
And back in the day, they had, sort of in the 80s, they had better pensions then than they do now. So you could actually be due a lot more.
I might actually be asking you to do some bit of detective work for me then.
See?
Yeah, it could happen.
Gosh, I think that's so exciting. But look, we already covered, the company I used to work for is no longer around. What happened to my pension? But it'll be there.
It'll be there. There's going to be a paper trail. We'll be able to find it.
All right. Now, once you've gone, once you've passed on, what happens? I mean, is there anything that to expect? Or?
Each pension is going to be different. So most of them, the law of average is 50% of it will go to your spouse in the event of your death, depending on if it's a defined benefit or defined contribution. But the best thing to do is
to date, not like a future. I mean, you can't really get a pension once you're gone.
Yeah, right. It's over.
That'd be clever.
Give it a go. Look into it. Yeah. But give me a call or drop me an email, and we can actually look at what your pension is right now, and I can tell you exactly what the benefits are going to be now and in the event of your death. And there are options out there to change that.
Oh, good. So it's almost like doing a will almost. You've
got
to look at that and see what your options are.
And this is the thing, if we speak to people that have got, sizable amounts of money in their pension, do you really want to lose half of it when you die? You'd rather probably give 100% of it to your family, to your kids, or even a local charity.
And I would think a lot of people just don't know those terms, until Craig explains it to you.
Exactly. Now, I remember when I was a kid, you got this plastic card.
Yeah.
This plastic card with your national insurance number
right.
on it. But, I've no idea where that would be now. So how do I find out my national insurance number if I don't have a card from
That's a bit of a long-winded situation. Not situation, long-winded answer or process, sorry. You need to contact HMRC and ask them to send it to you. And they will not, I believe, give it to you over the telephone. So
they'll send it internationally?
They will, yeah.
And
it takes some time. They'll mail it out to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No
so
email, no...
No, but if you find old payslips, usually it's on there. If you had an accountant back in the UK or old companies you worked for and you're still in contact with them, usually it'll be on that paperwork.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mine is exactly the same as my twin sister's, except for the very last. I think I've got an A and she's got a B at the end. So I'll just ask her.
Yeah, just ask her.
I'll just ask my twin sister.
Yours is the other one.
She'll know what's going on. I'm the other one. Whatever hers is, mine's the opposite.
That's it. Exactly.
Now, here's the thing. What's the difference between because you mentioned it earlier, a defined benefit and a defined contribution pension?
Okay, so a defined contribution pension is money that you've paid in. So it'll have a monetary value. You'll be able to see it, whether it's £100,000 or £200,000. That's the amount of money you've got, and you can take an income from that. Whereas a defined benefit pension is a benefit that they're going to pay you. So the company will say, I will pay you £10,000 a year for the rest of your life.
Oh, okay.
So it's a benefit rather than a lump sum of money.
So can you have both of those going on, where you've contributed and then they also pay back?
Especially if you've worked for different companies, you might have 3 defined contribution pensions and 2 defined benefit pensions. And we'll go and find all of those and come back to you and say, this is what you've got, these are your options, this is what you can do with it.
Wow. What's the most amount of money you've found for anyone, would you say?
Over £3 million.
What?
No.
No way. Now, did they have a clue that...
No, not that it was that much.
They knew they were
they
going to find something.
Yeah. That's the thing. Everyone knows they've got something. Or not everyone, but most of the people we deal with know they have something. They want to know what their options are.
Was that when you got that client coming in though? Did you have that sense of, this could be a good one? Or was it a surprise to you when you discovered
No, we knew
much?
It was going to be a good amount, and not a good amount, a sizable amount. And that's everybody we speak to. We kind of look for people with more experience because you have more options the longer you worked in the UK.
Right.
Yeah.
So we look for the ones that are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million.
I hope you find that much for me.
Well, let's start.
Yeah.
Let's get going now.
Let's do it.
I'm really curious.
Wow.
I think a lot of people, when they move to a different country, almost feels like, back home is a past life. You do forget about all the things that you did there that you're now doing here. But, I can only imagine how great it is when you tell people you found their money.
It is, and especially when they think they haven't got anything.
And especially if they're retired.
Yeah.
And they're
Or coming up close to retirement.
trying to figure out how they're going to live.
Yeah.
I think
it's life-changing.
it's a great business, though. It's so unique. I mean, I had no idea it even existed, this kind of service. And the fact that you do the one part for free.
Yeah. The searching and the finding out and giving you the information at the beginning is all zero cost.
That's incredible.
So now you're based here in Las Vegas.
I am.
But if people are not based here in Las Vegas, can they still use your services?
Yeah, we're all over the US. So my office is actually in Miami, where all the guys I work with are. Hopefully some of them are listening and watching now. But yeah, we're all across the US. So we jump on planes, we'll come and see you, sit down with you and explain it.
That's why you travel so much.
That is.
He's always going somewhere. He's always on a jet plane.
On a jet plane.
Not a Thomas Cook one, by the way.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. That's
wow.
sad. That's really sad.
Yeah.
I bet people are looking at their pensions from that if there were any available.
For sure. And when something like that does happen, you've got to make sure that the pension pot was ring-fenced so that doesn't start being taken by the people that are owed money.
Oh,
wow.
really? So you've got to get in quick.
Well, no, you just got to.
Just make sure
I would
it's
have thought that
protected.
the accountants would have already made sure that pension pot is out of the
And secure for
assets
you.
and things. Yeah.
Right. Now,
Sarah,
do the
tell me.
laws differ greatly between the UK and certain countries, or is it what you're applying is more of a British-based system? What I'm saying is like if you are in another country,
Yep.
and somebody's watching here and they think, I love Craig, I want to work with Craig, but I'm not in the US.
We've got offices all over the place.
You do?
All over the globe, yeah.
Ah.
So if you do need some help and you're not in the US, then ping me an email and I can connect you with an advisor that's going to be close to you.
And
that's going to be
we've got your
regulated in
email,
the region you are.
that we're going to make sure we have up on screen.
Yeah,
as
and I'm
well.
just looking at our comments right now. Robin, I think it's a girl, Robin,
Nope.
or a guy.
Yep.
Looking for my national insurance number right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's my sister. Hi from Andaby Creek. She lives on the beach. So there's the link there,
Yeah, I've got
so
the
you can
link on the
check.
comments.
Because oh my gosh, that's the first thing I'm doing as soon as we get off.
And it's
the,
really,
off the
it'll
air.
take you 10 minutes and then you'll know whether you're going to be entitled to £5 a week or £200 a week, or 168 is the most.
Yeah, if you've contributed, you want to be able to get that back.
Get your money back.
Oh, fantastic! How else do people get hold of you, Craig? What's the easiest way? I mean, we've got
Email
your email
and
up there.
mobile. Yeah, they're going to be the best.
Well, and we'll put a link on the website,
Yeah.
which is spillthetealive.com.
Yep.
And we'll make sure there's a connection there, and possibly some of these links as well.
Yes.
So that people can connect with you,
Yeah.
connect
And
with your
any
company.
questions? I mean, however small you think the question is, I'll gladly give 5-10 minutes and respond and answer.
I mean, I
fantastic.
see you in a lot of the British Facebook pages.
Yes,
you
I
know.
get around a bit.
I do. I see you
I'm
pop.
a bit of a Facebook slut.
I see you popping up when people go. They start asking these questions, and Craig's right there
Yeah.
straight away. I mean, you're just waiting on that page.
I pretty much am, yeah.
But I can only imagine you've helped an incredible amount of people.
Loads
but
of
I think
people.
that's why we also need to keep referencing Craig as the pension guy, because then people will know, oh yeah, just get hold of the pension guy.
That's it.
Right.
And you've got your own website. It's soon going to be
Soon
live.
I'm working on it right now, yeah.
But
which
for
will be the
now, we're
pension
using
guy.
your main
The company one right now, yeah.
website, yeah, which has a lot of hyphens in it.
It does.
So
Just click the link, it's a lot
just
easier.
click the link, exactly. But you're very easily accessible, I would say.
Very easy accessible, and I'm very quick to respond on things as well. So I don't. If I get an email, whether it's 10 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm usually on it.
Oh, you're just fabulous.
I try.
I just hope we get some good news stories out of having you on the show that people let us know.
Oh
what
yeah,
they
do
found.
let us know if
Yeah.
you get some interesting stuff coming back.
For sure, I'll definitely share what I can.
Yeah.
Now, aside from
Yes,
all this stuff, pensions.
all the fun, exciting pension life.
Yes, because sometimes it can be a bit dry, those kind of topics. But it's exciting when you find
'cause
money.
it's me, I bring the
You
excitement.
do. The
You
pink
do.
tie is doing it for me today.
They match my socks. They can't see the socks, but the guys
Showing
in the
us
office
up.
will
Show
know.
us the socks. Come on, show us the socks.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, good lord.
Fantastic.
The guys in the office know. They understand.
I like that. I like that. So outside of pensions
Yes.
and helping people out and improving their lives by finding money, what do you do outside? what's unusual about you that we don't know?
His socks.
I just say, yeah, the socks.
That's it, over. I recently joined the board of directors for the local Nevada SPCA here, the animal shelter.
So that's what we're calling the new Nevada SPCA.
The new Nevada SPCA, yeah.
Because everybody's gone.
All the bad people are out.
And all the fresh, fabulous people are in.
9 new board members who are wonderful, and we've got a new executive director who is doing a fantastic job right now, and hopefully we'll build that into what it should have been before.
So it started when we had
I have you to thank for that.
We just had a coffee one day, and we love animals, so we were just talking about animals.
Everything we do is very incestuous, isn't it? I mean, it's like
the British thing, though, isn't it?
It's how the community works.
You leave the UK and you literally go to whatever city you're in and you try and sniff out the Brits.
We do gravitate.
You find your tribe.
Even if we leave the UK and think, oh, that's the reason I left, you still end up kind of
hanging out with everybody who's British.
You have to. It's the only ones that understand us.
And the Canadians and the Australians, because we like to make sure we include those too.
They do. They qualify.
They do qualify because it's the same Queen. So
we're
good.
It's
all
Commonwealth and all
same
that
umbrella. We had a coffee. We love animals. As I say, we send pictures of our dogs all the time to each other. And I got talking about local shelter and how they were looking for good people, basically. So now tell everybody your title with your titles.
I'm the vice president of the board, and I've literally last week been appointed to the strategic lead, or strategic planning lead as well. To basically put a plan the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
All from a cup of coffee with this one.
All from this one.
Bit of an influence
there. Are you thanking her, or are you...
So far, so good.
Happened?
The more and more work. I mean, every weekend I've got a board meeting. Tuesday night I've got a finance... Oh, yeah, I'm on the finance committee as well for that. So
you're perfect for that. I mean, I looked at all the board members. I checked them all out. And I just think they bring so much to the table.
Such a great group.
It's important to have a board that's actually useful.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they've got. I'm meeting with the new director this week
over
a coffee. Let's see what I can persuade her to do next.
You never know. She might come on. I think
we need another cup of tea. We're going to be here another 3 hours, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that's amazing because it's a voluntary thing. It's a charitable thing.
Completely voluntary.
Yes.
Just my time given up, and to be honest, I'm quite happy to do it because what was happening before is donations were being made, things were being given, and the animals weren't seeing any of it.
That's right.
And they can't see anything.
That's right. But we can.
Exactly.
I'm so excited when you.
I'm looking forward to it.
When you let me know, I was like, yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's really
good people. We need good people helping out. So.
Well, thank you so much.
Been great.
We appreciate you coming in, Craig.
Really great to see you guys.
We really do. That was so informative.
Thank you.
Again, we'll make sure that all the information is on the website at spillthetealive.com. We'll have a connection to Craig's stuff there.
Yep.
We'll have something.